and following releases such as 2015's Harmlessness and 2017's Always Foreign, by which point they were a notable member of the 2000s emo revival scene. 2021's Illusionary Walls expanded the band's sound by introducing elements of progressive rock and post-rock into their music. And now, in the year 2025, they are back with this brand new album, complete with even more ambitious changes to their sound. Does it make the mark? Well, let's find out. So, this record starts off with Dimmed Sun, which automatically marks this new stage of the band's sonic evolution. Very heavy with fiery riffs accompanied with synthesizers. Si Sufre Pero de Goza, I think that's the pronunciation, continues to forge the path that Dimmed Sun started with these really nice harmonies. The screaming vocals also continue on this short track, and I gotta say they're not too bad here. No Pilgrim didn't really land well with me. The harmonies on this track sort of didn't make sense for the musical tone. The more laid-back vocal style didn't work with the big booming riffs. I did really like the chorus though. Beware the Centrist speeds up considerably with a more hardcore punk sound. It starts out fun, and the screaming vocals here are really effective, but once again, the clean vocals halfway through the song come off as just really awkward here. Obilette has this really floaty rhythm and soundscape. The calm and sort of insightful vocals actually fit pretty well on here, in contrast to the heavier songs on the album where they sort of stick out like a sore thumb. And Captagon, which goes back to the post-hardcore sound, but musically, there's a lot more cohesion. It also has this really awesome sort of mathcore-esque breakdown in the middle, followed by this really awesome climax with ascending guitars and lyrics that really seem to paint a statement. Dissolving and Reject All and Submit both continue the album's theme of being awkward and sort of missing the mark, unfortunately. The vocals from Dylan Walker from Full of Heck was a nice surprise, but ultimately they didn't do much to help the track. December 4th, 2024 is slightly better. The instrumental composition here is really underappreciated, with the crushing, slow, post-hardcore riffs that I really love. It's really one of my favorite tracks on this. Audrey's of Guilt is one of the better tracks as well on this album. I love the wall of sound the guitars make. And halfway through the song, I can say the same mostly for the closing track. For Those Who Will Outlive Us. It starts with this really quiet melody on keyboards which develops into this really nice soundscape. Halfway through it switches up and goes in a more ominous direction that seems to build towards a dramatic finish, but really it doesn't lead to a very satisfying climax. So that concludes my track-by-track review of this album. As far as my thoughts as a whole, I didn't hate it like a lot of people did that I've gathered based on the online discord surrounding the album. I liked how imaginative it was, and I really liked that the band was going into this bold new direction into post-hardcore, going away from their early Midwest emo years. That and a lot of the instrumentals were really engaging with some unpredictable chord progressions and song melodies. But my complaints with this album really lie in the band's execution. There's not a ton of cohesion here, I feel. And the band seems to try and do too much experimentation with their sound on this record. While that's not a bad thing, you gotta make it sound somewhat coherent. I believe this record isn't all too great at that. My favorite tracks for this, my favorite track is the closing track, For Those Who Outlive Us. And overall, it's not a total stinker, but it could have been better. I give it a 60 out of 100. No Alternative will be back right after this break.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris. That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts. It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No. Spin the wheel. But you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to. Welcome back, music lovers and television watchers alike, to No Alternative, the alternative music show, broadcasting out of Oswego. We have reached Block D, D for Deftones. That's right, I'm about to review the brand new Deftones album, Private Music, which is already one of my top 3 albums of the year. So, to start off, let me give you some background on the Deftones for those of you who have to be living under a rock and don't know who they are. They are an alternative metal band hailing from Sacramento, California, and they are currently featuring guitarist Stephen Carpenter, drummer Ave Cunningham, keyboardist Frank Delgado, and the larger-than-life vocalist Chino Moreno. And for this album, they are also joined by their current touring bassist, Fred Sablon. So I'll now give you a very brief rundown on the band's history. Formed all the way back in the late 80s, they signed with Maverick Records, where they gained a critical and commercial following through the release of their first 2 albums, Adrenaline and Around the Fur. In 2000, they released White Pony, which was met with widespread critical acclaim for its genre-bending sound that set it apart from other new metal bands at the time. Following releases, such as their self-titled album and Saturday Night Wrist, saw them further delving into this new shoegazy sound they created. In 2010 and 2012, following the tragic injury and eventual passing of original bassist Chi Cheng, rest in peace, the band dropped Diamond Eyes and Koi no Yoken, respectively. I personally consider this era to be the peak of the Deftones' sort of dreamy, shoegazy sound. 2016's Gore and 2020's Ohms saw the band go in a different direction, a more spacey, sonic direction that was still popular among devoted fans, but it certainly divided critics. Getting into the track-by-track review, we start with My Mind is a Mountain, a thunderous opener that automatically inserts Deftones' spot on the throne of alternative metal. The riffs are loud, but not overly aggressive, and Chino Moreno's dynamic vocals ranging from cleans to screams also stand out on here. I also got to give credit to Delgado's synths, which on this track and the record as a whole add an important layer of sonic depth that gives it this magical, mountainous quality. Locked Club sounds very interesting. It doubles down on the heavy riffs with some very bold spoken word lyrics from Chino, but overall, it's not my favorite. The next track, Edyssis, originally didn't land with me, but upon recent listens, I've grown to appreciate it. It's got these really awesome, heavy sort of Stephen Carpenter riffs, but also a really beautiful soundscape from Delgado's synths. Up next is Infinite Source, and if Deftones were to have dropped a third single from this album, then this would be the one. It's less heavy and has more of this dream pop sort of sound, peaking with this infectious chorus with introspective lyrics. Souvenir is not my favorite off the album, but it's still a very enjoyable track. Clocking in at over 6 minutes long, it's the longest track on the album and one of the longer songs in Deftones' discography, largely in part due to the needlessly long ambient outro. Oh man, this sort of made the song feel a little bit tedious and kind of a bore. CXZ snaps the record out of that ambient daze though, with these really aggressive riffs and the dreamy synth soundscape that we're used to seeing. I think About You All the Time is a beautiful example of the quiet, soft dynamic that Deftones employs a lot. It starts slow, but then it explodes into these thick guitar layers. But the lyrics here are easily the standout. They're very positive, and I'd say even very uplifting. Like someone with their share of demons finally realizing they found inner peace. All right, Milk of the Madonna. Wow, what an amazing track. This is the second of the 2 singles from the album. It's heavy, fast, aggressive, yet it's still so incredibly ethereal. Chino's lyrics on the song also are really fantastical, and they go with the music to paint this really apocalyptic scenery. The music really reminds me of Swerve City from Koi no Yoken, with its upbeat tempo and roaring guitars, but still during that bridge, it has that guitar solo. That's what that track reminds me of. But this track is far better than even that song. I'd say it's one of my top 10 favorite Deftones songs. Cut Hands incorporates the sort of spoken word / rapping delivery from Deftones' early albums. I don't think it really lands with me for this song, to be honest. But on the other hand, Metal Dream is a really beautiful track that opens with basically the same thing, just rhythm and spoken word, before it blasts into a beautiful chorus with this really nice wall of sound. The lyrics here are really romantic and ethereal. I know some people are not as big on this one, but I gotta give it credit because everything here flows very smoothly. Departing the Body has sort of an ambient sort of intro that leads into a quiet guitar melody. With how low Chino's voice is in this opening lyrics, you think you'd be listening to the baritones. Get it? Because baritones and Deftones. But jokes aside, this song is amazing. The chord progressions are simple and beautiful, and the lyrics are still fictitiously powerful as you'd expect. The loud, soft dynamic is also really effectively done here, much like a lot of the other tracks. Talking about the record as a whole, I think it's the best thing Deftones has put out since Koi no Yoken. It's musically diverse, but still concise for the most part. For a band that has more or less had the same sound for the past 25 years, it's really amazing how they still manage to put out fresh-sounding material. I mean, there are some songs on here that are worse than others, but none of them seem out of place on this record. Chino's lyrical prowess really shows on here as well. The lyrics, which largely deal with mental health struggles, are very abstract in a poetic sort of way that I really relate to. Instead of literally saying what's on his mind, his lyrics allow you to truly feel what. I'll give it an 85 out of 100. No Alternative will be back right after this. Welcome back, music lovers, to No Alternative, Oswego's alternative music show. I am your host, DJ Dash, and unfortunately, I have to announce that this is the last segment of tonight's episode. This segment I call DJ Dash's Music Diary, where I'll be doing a segment this segment I'll be doing at the end of every episode, where I'll be presenting you with all of my current most listened to songs that aren't on any of the albums I reviewed on a current episode. Alright, so the first song I have is Forest by System of a Down. For those of you who are in the alternative and metal communities as a whole, this band really needs no introduction. They're really among the best in both genres. Their fantastic 2001 album Toxicity recently celebrated its anniversary, and Forest is the 8th track off of this album. And it's a blistering track with soaring vocals from Serge Tankian and the lyrics, which are becoming ever more relevant in today's climate. Next up, I got a track called My Heroine by the band Silverstein. Hailing from Burlington, Ontario, just a few hours away from here, Silverstein was one of the leading bands in the mall emo movement of the 2000s. Their most popular track, My Heroine, shines with arguably more raw emotion than most other bands of this era can muster. This track and the album, Discovering the Waterfront, is really phenomenal and could potentially be a candidate for a classic album review later down the line. Well, that is it for this episode of No Alternative. I am your host, DJ Dash. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a nice night.
Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, 4 officers plead guilty to charges relating to a murder of an inmate next year. Stay tuned to find the consequences they are now facing.
And an annual music festival in the heart of Oswego. Hear what happened during this year's session.
Plus, a major conference at the SUNY Oswego gets full stride. What today's event was.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Eliza Hopkins.
And I'm Hannah Katz.
Today was the 3rd day of the week-long Alana Multicultural Conference. This year's theme is Becoming the Best You. Today's main event was a speech by nationally acclaimed author and leadership consultant Dr. Joshua Fredenberg in Sheldon Hall Ballroom. The address was titled Evaluating Yourself, Areas of Strength and Areas of Achievement, a personalized experience and activity for those in attendance.
Today's events follow Saturday's International Day of Peace gathering and walk around campus. Later this week, the conference will feature a panel discussion, a talent show, leadership workshops, and a keynote address by Dr. Dar Mayweather to close out the conference on Saturday. The annual conference continues to draw in dozens of students and faculty from the school. The SUNY Oswego Living Writers Series is continuing this Wednesday, featuring a conversation with the best-selling author of the book Braiding Sweetgrass, Robin Wall Kimmerer. The conversation will be about her recent book, The Serviceberry, about home, ecology, and the gift economy. Kimmerer is a professor of environmental biology at the SUNY Environmental Science and Forestry, and she has given an address before the United Nations.
This Thursday, the 25th, the Oswego County Department of Community Development, Tourism Planning is putting on an open house for the developments coming to better the community. The open house is planned to the people to come and go as they please, review the plans, discuss and ask questions with the planning committee, and provide input on proposals. This is also the final opportunity for the community to participate in an online survey to help develop this county-wide vision. The Oswego Franklin Square Park was the site of one of the Oswego's top seasonal attractions this past weekend.
Our reporter, Alexis Jimenez, has more on the annual music festival known as Porch Fest.
This past Sunday, family and friends celebrated the 10th annual Oswego Porch Fest. 80 performers took the stage throughout the city's parks and neighborhoods. Local residents of the Franklin Square and Montcalm Park neighborhoods volunteered their porches to act as a stage for the late summer festivities. Oswego Music Hall of Famer John McConnell summed up the event stating, "It really is the culmination of just a perfect community event." McConnell has played the previous 10 years of the event and has continuously pulled some of the largest crowds. Porch Fest is put on by thousands of volunteers, ranging from the performers, the cleanup crews, committees, and local businesses. The Porch Fest Committee is already looking for volunteers for next year's festivities, which is set to take place on Sunday, September 20th, 2026. To reach out, you could contact the Porch Fest Committee via their Facebook messages or their website, oswegoporchfest.com. That's all from me, and now back to the desk.
Thank you, Alexis. Earlier today, we finally got a taste of rain.
Our chief meteorologist, Aurora Fitzgerald, has more to say on whether or not to expect more.
Thanks, guys. You are in fact right. We are finally seeing some rain after a moderate drought that we have. The rain has arrived. And, however, this week is going to be very wet coming ahead. However, the sun will return going into early next week. And where is fall? We've been having a lot of strange temperatures going up to the 70s and almost feeling like 80s. So where's the fall? I'll have more in my full forecast coming right up. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Aurora. 4 Central New York correctional officers have pleaded guilty in the murder of inmate Robert Brooks. Nicholas Anzalone, Anthony Farina, Michael Mawshaw, and David Walters have pleaded guilty to either first or second-degree manslaughter charges. For pleading guilty, Judge Bauer gave Anzalone and Farina 22 years instead of 25, while Mawshaw and Walters will face 3 to 9 years instead of 3 to 15.
Monday's bumper-to-bumper traffic set a historic high in Midtown Manhattan. Average speeds were clocking in at an average of 4 miles per hour. Former NYC Traffic Commissioner Samuel Schwartz said that during this time of year, it might be faster to walk to wherever you're going. Making the traffic worse is the United Nations 80th meeting with 150 heads of state, including President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu. Traffic levels are expected to continue to rise at least until after the meeting.
A 13-year-old boy is in critical condition after being shot in the head in a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot. This happened at the Dunkin' on Linden Boulevard in Queens around 8:21 a.m. According to surveillance, it appears to be a targeted attack where the suspect on a scooter fired 1 shot before fleeing. The victim was taken to Cohen's Children's Hospital, where he is in critical condition. There will be extra police presence in the area in the coming days. No arrests have been made. Still ahead tonight, Jimmy Kimmel is back on air. Find out why.
Plus, an update on the situation in Gaza. Stay tuned.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Matthew, news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
Tie it.
back to WTOP-10. I'm your Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Aurora Fitzgerald. Taking a look at our current conditions in Oswego, you might see some scattered showers, might be drizzling out there. We do finally have that rain this week after that moderate drought we have. Current temperature is 67, dew point at 65. Humidity is 92%, so it's probably going to feel a little sticky. And the wind, not so bad, southeast at 5 miles per hour. Taking a look at our Cafe Borealis. If you have been with me for 4 years, you would know that I always do the coffee cast, and now I have a new one. So, pumpkin spice latte. I'm saying there's a hint of fall. There's still those high temperatures we're seeing, 66, 70, and 70 degrees again as you're going towards your day tomorrow at 8 a.m., 12 p.m., and 4 p.m. So you can definitely get a pumpkin spice latte, but it might not quite feel like fall yet, but we're getting there. So, we finally have rain throughout this whole week. As you can see, taking a look at Oswego, we have these darker colors which indicate that we're going to get a lot more precipitation for the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. And with rain always comes rainbows if you're looking the right direction. So with our weather captcha, kudos to Brady Hauser, one of our TOP members that gave me this wonderful picture outside of the Cooper Dining Hall. This rainbow just shows that there's always hope, there's always light at the end of the tunnel, even with weather. There's always sunshine after a thunderstorm or after a rainstorm. Now, taking a look at our extended forecast, we are going to get rain throughout this entire week, and temperatures are really staying moderately the same. We have 70 degrees, another 70, 71, 69, 73, and continuously. Thunderstorms are likely on Tuesday and Thursday. We're still going to see those scattered showers throughout the week for the rest. And then going into this weekend, we're going to have a lovely weekend. Temperatures are going to be high, 73, 70, and the lower temperatures are not getting quite low, so we're going to stay in a comfortable range of temperatures. Taking a look at Sunday and Monday, the sun shall return, and here comes the sun. Hopefully next week, maybe we'll start getting those fall temperatures. So I'm crossing my fingers. I don't know about you guys, but that's all for my weather forecast. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks again, Aurora. Jimmy Kimmel is making his on-air return tomorrow night after ABC briefly suspended his program. The Tonight Show with Jimmy Kimmel was indefinitely taken off air last Wednesday after Kimmel made remarks regarding the assassination of Charlie Kirk that some may consider controversial. FCC Chair Brendan Carr had threatened the network with administrative action over Kimmel's remarks, and ABC said they pulled the show to relax tensions around the situation, but are restoring it after thoughtful conversations with Kimmel.
Tens of thousands of people gathered yesterday at the State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona to mourn Charlie Kirk. Various conservative and religious figures, including the president and vice president, were some of those at the memorial. Some vowed that Kirk's death would strengthen their efforts to carry on his mission. Charlie Kirk's widow and new Turning Point USA CEO Erica Kirk stated in her emotional speech that she forgives the alleged shooter.
The UN General Assembly is gathering in New York today. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky will be among leaders present.
Amy Kiley has more on the current relations between Zelensky, President Trump, and President Putin.
There's no restraint on Putin right now.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he's meeting with President Donald Trump this week as U.S.-Russian tensions rise. He says they'll talk on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in New York. Their meeting comes as Trump says he will defend the Baltic states and Poland from Russia if necessary. That statement before Charlie Kirk's memorial yesterday follows Russian incursions into NATO airspace. Those include flying jets over Estonian territory Friday and drones over Polish and Romanian land earlier this month.
Zelensky has spent 3.5 years making the argument that Putin will not stop at Ukraine, and I think he'll be able to make that even more forcefully and to push for a clear position from Trump on getting tough on Russia.
Article 5 of the NATO treaty says an attack on one member state is an attack on all of them.
Sooner or later, if this kind of provocation happens, we're going to have some kind of incident that will prompt a crisis. And that crisis will force President Trump, I suspect, to think about which side they want to take.
Article 5 requires alerting the UN Security Council. Today, that group is holding an emergency meeting at Estonia's request.
Tensions are running very high. NATO and the European allies grappling with the very real risk as these attacks escalate of this conflict spreading.
I'm Mimi Kiley reporting.
Zelensky and Trump's meeting comes at a pivotal time as Russia denies claims that their jets entered Estonian airspace today.
The developments come as the UN General Assembly will be meeting for the 80th United Nations General Assembly starting tomorrow.
The temp company, Oracle, will be in charge of monitoring TikTok's algorithm and security. The deal was implemented by President Trump's administration and will be officially signed as an executive order later this week. China will need to sign off on the deal for it to become official. If signed, Silver Lake will also partner with Oracle in monitoring TikTok's algorithm and security.
The Israeli military said over the weekend that their ground operation in Gaza has struck over 120 terrorist targets. The IDF said that their troops had discovered new tunnel shafts and passages, as well as guns and ammunition hidden in civilian structures. The Palestinian Health Ministry said at least 90 people had been killed in Saturday's attacks that targeted 4 hospitals and a truck.
When WTOP-10 nightly news continues, hear about Trump's claim about a link between Tylenol and pregnancy.
And NVIDIA's big investment in an AI leader. Stay tuned to WTOP-10.
La 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 la. Free. La 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 la. La 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 la. Free.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen. They become briefly
WTOP-10 Nightly News.
In consumer news, major tech company NVIDIA is set to invest up to $100 billion in OpenAI. The investment is a clear signal of the immense amount of technology that OpenAI will need to develop to bring AI to the next level. The Artificial Intelligence Lab plans to build data centers based on the chipmaker's AI processors. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman said you should expect a lot from us in the coming months and that these investments will be implemented progressively.
The Monday's New York Stock Exchange has come to a conclusion with the final results as follows. The Dow Jones Industrial Average ended the night with about $66 increase and is up by 0.14%. The Standard & Poor's 500 ended their running with almost a $30 increase and is up by 0.44%. And NASDAQ ended up with a whopping $157.50 increase and is up 0.70%.
Today, the Trump administration stated that there may be a link between taking Tylenol during pregnancy and an increase in your baby developing autism. In a White House press conference, President Trump announced that the Food and Drug Administration will be contacting physicians. They will be told immediately to recommend patients to not take this medication while pregnant. While studies have not shown a direct cause and effect, but some do point to a potential link. As fall settles in across campus, it's not just the leaves picking up speed. Our women's cross-country team are hitting their stride and chasing down history.
Let's take it to Nicholas Stetter for more information.
Thanks, Eliza, and thank you, Hannah. The Lakers cross-country teams traveled to the University of Rochester on Saturday, and per usual, the duo of Pellegrino and Gaffney strikes again. Sophomore Elena Gaffney and junior Kyra Pellegrino finished 4th and 5th in the women's 6,000-meter run at the University of Rochester Invitational. Elena Gaffney made Coach Juan Martinez proud with the fastest 6,000-meter time in Oswego Laker history, running a 22-minute and 15-second race, as well as being the third Division III athlete to cross the line and the first SUNY athlete to finish the race too. Gaffney already broke the women's 4,000-meter record earlier this year at the Lemoyne Invitational, and she is continuing the domination as the season goes on. Gaffney was awarded the SUNYAC Women's Cross Country Runner of the Week for the second time this season and looks to continue this form as the season progresses while we get closer towards the SUNYAC Championship. On the other side of things, the boys team finished 22 out of 24 teams in the 8,000-meter run, and the top runner from the Oswego Lakers was junior Thomas Bowes with a time of 28 minutes and 41 seconds. Gaffney and the women's team finished 10th out of 24th at the Rochester Invite and continue this already impressive season at the Houghton University Invitational on October 11th. And coming up with the full sports recap, Eddie McAlpine has more on the Lakers from the weekend, plus some national sports headlines. Stay tuned on WTOP-10.
If you like action, romance,
if you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
surface is this.
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
There's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
Look at the number of disasters in the U.S. Chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris. That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts. It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No. Spin the wheel. But you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to
Welcome back to WTOP-10 News with your sports report for tonight. I'm Eddie McAlpine. In Lakers sports, the annual Oswego Invitational Volleyball Tournament was this past weekend. 7 teams from the surrounding area spent their Friday and Saturday bumping, spiking, and serving. The Oswego Lakers finished the weekend with a 3-1 overall record, their only loss coming from the Western Connecticut State Wolves early Saturday morning. The Lakers' attack was led by Priscilla McReynolds and Kali Vukdveen, and it was sophomore setter Maya Bush picking up her 1,000th career assist, an impressive accomplishment so early in her career. Next up for the Lakers, they take on the SUNY Poly Wildcats on Tuesday. That one's set for 7 p.m. Shifting over to soccer, the men's soccer team took on SUNY Delhi on Saturday, ending in a 0-0 draw. Although the game ended scoreless, junior midfielder Ian Husselbeck provided a spark for the Lakers offense. He had 4 shots on goal in this one. It was goalkeeper Kyle Rose shining again for the Lakers defense. He ended the game with a clean sheet, 7 total saves for the sophomore, his dominant performance earning him the honors of the SUNYAC Defensive Athlete of the Week. Next up for the men's team, they face Oneonta Saturday at 11, that one at Laker Turf Stadium. Over to the National Football League, the New York Giants played the Kansas City Chiefs for their Week 3 matchup yesterday afternoon. The Giants, led by veteran quarterback Russell Wilson, did not impress against the defending AFC champions, losing 22-9. Wilson threw for only 160 yards along with 2 interceptions, prompting head coach Brian Daboll to consider a quarterback change going into next week. The Giants did spend a first-round pick on quarterback Jackson Dart this spring. They also rostered the veteran Jameis Winston. Looking to bounce back for Week 4, they will take on the Chargers next Sunday at 1 o'clock. Also losing their Week 3 matchup, the New York Jets. They traveled to Tampa Bay to face the Buccaneers. 29-27 was the final there. Led by backup quarterback Tyrod Taylor, the Jets were looking to pick up their first win of the season. They rallied in the fourth quarter, scoring 21 points in the final 15 minutes, but Baker Mayfield and the Bucs got the job done. Tampa Bay stays undefeated while the Jets move to 0-3. Next up for the Jets, they will face the Miami Dolphins on Monday Night Football, September 29th at 7 p.m. Some Major League Baseball for you. The New York Mets taking on the Washington Nationals at Citi Field yesterday afternoon. On the bump for the Mets was Sean Manaea. Not his best outing. It's Jorge Alfaro driving one off the left field wall in the second inning, bringing home a runner on a throwing error by Francisco Lindor. Alfaro's into second with a double. Nats up one early. Pete Alonso mishandles the throw there, runner sliding into home. Later on in the inning, it's Nunez, a 2-run shot. Nunez gives the Nats more cushion. That one over Nimmo's head in left field. That's a 2-run shot. Nats now up 3-0, top of the second. The two-run shot gives the Nationals a comfortable lead. Cedric Mullins now for the Mets. A left field line sliding attempt. You can see there's the left fielder. He slides knee first into the wall. He goes into the wall, hurts his knee there. Torrens will round third for the Mets. Mullins picks up an RBI double while Lyle remains shaken up. You can see he slides knee first into the wall. He exited the game and was replaced by Robert Hassel later on. You see his teammate comforting him there. He's in a lot of pain. There's that impact, knee to the wall. He would leave the game, and you can see him exiting the field now. Now, bottom 6, it's Francisco Lindor with a deep shot. That one to right field. That's over the head of the outfielder. And into the stands, Lindor with his 28th home run on the year. He's excited. That brings the Mets to within 1. And it's Alvarez now with a shot to center field over the head. But no, it's Jacob Young making a great catch at the wall. You can see there the Mets fans are shocked. What a great defensive play by the center fielder. He goes up and grabs it. That's Jacob Young for the Nationals, saving the game, and ultimately he wins it for them. The Nationals win this one 3-2. Mets couldn't come back in the 9th, and that's all. They now fall out of the wild card spot they had, and they have a 3-game series in Chicago against the Cubs and a 3-game series after that with the Miami Marlins. With about a week left of baseball, it's not looking good for the Mets, guys.
Thank you, Eddie. Stick around for the historic victory by an American in a French cheese competition.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
no.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
la 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 la. Breathe. La 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 la. La 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 la. Breathe.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
This recent story, all the way from France, has us cheesin'.
The first American just won the Cheesemonger World Cup.
The winner, Amelia D'Albero, was overjoyed when her name was announced at the competition.
This victory is expected to change the way European cheesemongers view their American counterparts.
Wow. An American winning a French cheese competition.
Well, you know what? I had some fried cheese.
Hey, great night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris. That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts. It's showtime, Crits. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No. Spin the wheel. Oh, you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
Tonight on Hockey Talk, the offseason is officially over. What did the three New York teams and my Montreal Canadiens do over the summer?
And both teams from NYC just had their first preseason games. How did it shake up for the young guns of the Rags and the Isles?
And finally, the two teams of our very own, the Buffalo Sabres and the Montreal Canadiens, kick off their preseasons as we speak. How will it fare for the Habs and the Sabres? All that and more right now on Hockey Talk. Welcome back to Hockey Talk, the show made by hockey fans for hockey fans. My name is Rob Finger, alongside my co-host Eric Palmieri, and we're here to talk hockey. Now, for those of you that remember, this is most certainly not the first episode of this show. It was run in the fall of last year. I wanted to run it in the winter, but I, like an idiot, forgot to fill out the form for it. So, that's why we were running on the air in the spring of last year. But what a year it was. The Florida Panthers were crowned back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, beating McJesus's Edmonton Oilers for the second year in a row, this time in just 6 games. But we're back. The offseason has concluded, and I think the both of us have some pretty strong opinions, especially you, Eric, with the choices that the Sabres made over this summer. What exactly were those choices here?
Yeah, Rob, I don't know if I'm exactly ready for Sabres hockey to start. You know, my mental health has been in a very good place. But they made some questionable choices over the offseason, that with trading of one John Jason Peterka, otherwise known as JJ Peterka. He got traded to the Utah Mammoth on a 5-year, $38 million extension, averaging out to $7.7 million a year. Why the Sabres couldn't pay that? Not quite sure. But I've had some time to wrestle with it. I was very angry when it first happened, and after some moves in the offseason, I've come to become content with it.
Yeah, I was about to say
become content with it, because at the end of the day, we've gotten rid of a 30-goal scorer for a season, and that's really that. You're going to struggle on offense. You're really that first line's going to be fine with Tuck, Thompson. You're probably putting Josh Norris in there, hopefully. He's only played 3 games, but hopefully he's what Dylan Cousins couldn't be.
Yeah.
But you're going to be looking for some scoring from the second and third lines. You're going to be looking at Tyson Kozak. You're going to be looking at Yuri Kulik, Zach Benson. You're going to want these young guys between the ages of 20 to 22 to really step up and find the back of the net, because so far that has just not been the case. And on the opposite side, the defense is just going to be so exciting with Kesselring coming in and the addition of Connor Timmins. But let's talk about your Habs. They've had a pretty interesting offseason.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we have gotten some serious heavy hitters. We got Noah Dobson from the one and only New York Islanders. I believe this is now his 2nd season, and he was just on fire last year for the Islanders. And now people are even saying that he's already become defenseman number 1 in Montreal. The thing with that argument is, though, you have Lane Hutson on the other side. He just broke the record for defenseman assists in a rookie season and got the Calder on top of that. I don't think there's a single reason to doubt that Lane Hutson won't do it again in his 2nd season here. So, I mean, yeah, the addition of Noah Dobson is absolutely fantastic as well. He was on fire for the New York Islanders last year, and now to have that and just to bolster the defense that we have, because I mean, you know, a couple years ago we made that pick of David Reinbacher, the one that Carey Price went up to the mic and forgot his last name. Yeah, it was not the proudest moment for me as a Habs fan, but nonetheless, we've now bolstered the defense a little bit. And as well, we got another man from, believe it or not, the St. Louis Blues, Zachary Bolduc. And here's what I like about this guy. So last year, there was a game between the Montreal Canadiens and the St. Louis Blues, and he spouted out just about the most Quebecois thing he could possibly have. He's already a fan with the people of Montreal and the francophones of Montreal because, well, he said a very Quebecois phrase to David Savard. The phrase itself, however, contains a Quebecois swear word. So that's why I'm not going to be saying it, because I don't want the FCC to bite my rear end. Its rough translation is "let's go for F's sake." And it's just like, I saw that in a clip and I'm like, he's perfect. He's absolutely perfect. Well, we welcome you with open arms to the fold of the Montreal Canadiens. Zachary Bolduc, welcome, bienvenue à Montréal. So, the Habs have made some absolutely fantastic moves over the summer, and one move that they did make that, well, simultaneously surprised me but doesn't surprise me given GM Kent Hughes, is the move that they made to get Carey Price's contract off the books.
Yes.
And trust me, we were running out of cap space, so unfortunately it was a little bit of a, you kind of have to do it. but now he is officially a member of the San Jose Sharks. And we got, I believe, a depth defenseman for it as well. So a deal made, and I doubt that Carey Price will ever suit up for the Sharks. It'd be kind of neat to see him in a color other than red.
I don't think it's happening, though.
But yeah, no, I don't think it's happening. And I hope that they do the same thing that the Penguins are doing right now with Marc-Andre Fleury, where they sign him to like PTO, have him play a preseason game, and then have him retire a HAB, because that's what he should have always been. It's like it's like one of those front office moves, like what Marty Brodeur did with the St. Louis Blues at the end of his career, where he played like 1 or 2 games for them or something like that. But yeah, like I said, the Montreal Canadiens this year have essentially done almost everything right. And that's why even GM Kent Hughes and owner Jeff Gorton have been in talks to be extended as well with the Montreal Canadiens. So I am very, very hopeful for this season. The trio of Kent Hughes, Jeff Gorton, and Marty St. Louis at the front of the Canadiens ship. Sign me up. Well, don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. The offseason is over, and the preseason has just begun. Both teams from the city played game 1 last night, and only one of them came out on top. We'll see which one when we return on Hockey Talk.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris. That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts. It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No.
Spin the wheel. But you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
Welcome back to Hockey Talk, the show made by hockey fans for hockey fans. I'm Rob Finger alongside Eric Palmieri, and the off-season is now over. It's done. I said so. That means one thing. We've got games to cover. Of course, being in New York State and having so many people from downstate around us, we have to cover the Rangers and the Islanders. But good news, they both played games just last night. Let's get into it. The first one being starting with the New York Rangers, as they were the first ones to hit the ice, playing against their across-the-river rivals, the New Jersey Devils. This one was over in Jersey at the Rock, and it was a barnstormer, as they usually are. The crowd split between Rangers fans and Devils fans, and you could hear it for certain whenever the Rangers scored. But let's get into it and get into the game itself. So it started with a first period goal from Gabe Perreault, the prospect himself for the New York Rangers, assisted by Fitzgerald as well. Literally 3 minutes into the game, this one as well. A snapshot. This has got to be a good sign, especially for Perreault coming in for the Rangers here.
Yeah, I mean, especially on that goal, we saw what will be a just continuing theme in this game of just awful rebound control from the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah.
There are several, and you got to love the offensive aggressiveness of the New York Rangers, but on several shifts, not one, not two, but like 3 to 4 shifts, you can see in the highlight package on YouTube of just like offensive shifts that last over a minute, and it's shot on shot, and it's not like crazy plays by the offenseman for the Rangers. It's more just the Devils just not really getting to the puck, kind of like a lackadaisical skating.
And the thing as well with that first period as well, because for the first period they had Jonathan Quick in net for the Rags and Jake Allen in for the Devils, so both of their starters anyway, minus Igor Shesterkin, but they were playing on their head, the goalies themselves, but their defense just wasn't clearing anything, especially for Jake Allen. I mean, yeah, because that, and now going over to the Devils side here, Brian Hallinan got that second goal on a power play as well to tie it up.
That power play was sweet. It was textbook, and then textbook one-timer. Quick didn't even see it.
Yeah.
It was too quick for Quick.
And then we go to the second period where Dylan Rubrek was able to put one in off of Matt Rempe. You heard that right, Matt Rempe actually produced on offense. I am amazed. This guy can't just fight. He actually broke up a good play in the neutral zone and made a scoring opportunity that they then scored on. I am amazed.
I was gonna say I saw the highlight, and I saw Rempe, I saw 73. I was like, oh, we're about to see a fight. And no, he pickpockets it. No, it's beautiful. Yeah. He has a great little move. It doesn't go, but then his guy comes in right off the rebound for a beautiful assist. I mean, if Rempe can produce like that on offense, that would be an outstanding sign for the Rangers for the regular season.
Especially for him as well, Matt Rempe. He was doing a lot of stuff in the offseason as well. So you hope for the sake of the Rangers, that Matt Rempe is now turning into a power forward. That'd be dangerous, especially for them, as they were able to score a whole ton of goals after that. Sheary, Morrow, Brodzinski, all getting goals here. And the Rangers came out with the win 5-3 over the New Jersey Devils. So they were the one New York City team to actually take a dub last night. But now we'll head over to the other New York team, that being the New York Islanders. They were sent to the city of brotherly love and slightly insane sports fans, Philadelphia, to face off against the Flyers, the first expansion team to ever win the Stanley Cup, with the Islanders, of course, then being the second. But since we are talking about the Philadelphia Flyers, we do have to touch on, unfortunately, a great loss that we as hockey fans have just suffered as well. Bernie Parent, one of the first goalies for the Philadelphia Flyers, unfortunately passed away just yesterday. He was, believe it or not, a native of Montreal. He grew up watching the Habs with Jacques Plante as his idol, and believe it or not, they were actually teammates towards the end of Jacques Plante's career when both of them played for the Leafs. But yeah, Plante told him everything he knew, and then in 73 and 74 with the Flyers, he won a record 47 games in a single season, a mark that would literally stand for 30 years, only being broken by the cheat code that is Marty Brodeur. But he got a back-to-back Cup, Vezina, and a Conn Smythe triple in 74 and 75, the latter year beating your Sabres and the French connection that was there at the time. But nonetheless, he himself retired in 1979 following an eye injury, and unfortunately you can't really goaltend with something like that. But believe it or not, he's the only goalie in the top 10 winningest seasons to have played the entirety of his career before the year 2000. This guy is literally, I kid you not, one of the, if not one of the best goalies in NHL history. And he was named one of the NHL's 100 greatest players of the first 100 years back in 2017. And then yesterday, unfortunately, Barry Perron passed away in his sleep. So once again, rest in peace, Monsieur Perron. Thank you very much for what you have done for the game of hockey. Anyways, so the Islanders took on the Flyers last night down at, I believe it's the Wells Fargo Center down there in South Philly. And there's one thing that we found out about this game. We
one thing
cannot
that's
find
extremely
the highlights.
annoying.
NHL, where's the highlights?
Where's the highlights? This game went to an 11-round shootout.
Yes.
And not to mention, you have your first overall pick, Matthew Schaefer, playing in the game. You have your first overall pick playing in this game. This is like the NFL just didn't post Cam Ward highlights. Matt Schaefer picked up his first NHL point off a great slap shot and then a rebound by Kyle Palmieri, Syracuse alum, great name by the way. And it's just nowhere to be found. And that's a little upsetting. But overall, Rob, this game was amazing.
Absolutely. And 2 of the 3 goals as well were 2 of the 4 goals that were scored were also on rebounds as well. So a little bit of rebound control needing to happen from all 4 teams that
A little bit of
covered.
rust. Just a little bit of rust.
Just a little bit rusty. And like you said, Kyle Palmieri equaling it in the second period for the Islanders. Marshall Warren, actually, on a play from Matt Barzal, was able to get a 2-1 lead for the Islanders with actually another assist from Kyle Palmieri. Yeah, former member of the Syracuse Crunch. But then Matvey Michkov, with a minute and 18 seconds to go, equaled it in the third and sent it to, like you said, an 11-round shootout in which the Flyers won.
Insane.
3-2, the final score from Philly. Well, the preseason is underway, and that includes game going on as we speak. And both of our teams, the Sabres and the Habs, have games happening right now. We'll have all that and more when we return on Hockey Talk.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
If you like action, romance,
Polly sister, if you're watching this, Paul,
and highbrow humor,
Surface is this? Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
Welcome back to Hockey Talk, the show made by hockey fans for hockey fans. I'm Rob Finger alongside Eric Palmieri, and it is time. Our teams are on the ice and duking it out, and we'll start with the Buffalo Sabres. They are currently at the Nationwide Arena taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets, the team that will then go on and face Marc-Andre Fleury and be the last team that tries to score on him in his career later when they play the Pittsburgh Penguins. But that's beside the point. The Sabres are raring and ready to go, ready to shake the 15 years of pressure that's on their backs. Here it starts tonight. Eric, if they win this one, is it a sign or is it too early?
It's way too early. It's way too early. A couple years ago, they went on that 10-game winning streak in November, and I thought, oh, playoffs. And then they went on a 12-game losing streak. Oh, no playoffs. So, I mean, obviously, if they win this one, it's fun, but I keep my expectations a little bit realistic.
And I will say, your guys' head coach as well is, while he's been to the playoffs, It's been
a little
recently.
bit, but
Yeah.
I don't mind Lindy Ruff. I think Lindy Ruff gets a lot of flack for how the Sabres performed last year, and plain and simple, I think it's more on Kevin Adams not really supplying him with a lot of goaltending and goaltending, scoring, or defense. Not a lot of it was great last year. Well, goal scoring was good.
Keep in mind, I spat out a stat not too long ago.
But then we got rid of him.
Yeah,
So.
the Sabres last year, if you can believe it, were 10th in the league for goals per game, 10th in the league for scoring. That would put you well in the playoffs. But for goals against, they were 31.
But yeah, I mean, they've beefed up their defense this year, which is super exciting. Kesselring came in, Timmins came in. You get rid of Clifton, you get rid of Bryson. Those two guys were, but you know, hopefully the defense can come together, be a little bit more of a unit, and hopefully you can see that Lindy Ruff isn't as bad as people say they are. Hopefully Kevin Adams can maybe get fired after this season. But I'm most excited in this game to see the goaltending. Last year, we depended a lot on UPL, and I love UPL. UPL he's huge, he's 6'7", he's athletic, he's everything a goalie should be, but not when he's playing all 82 games. Not that he actually played all 82 games, but he needs the rest every once in a while. And they went out and they signed Alex Lyon, and so hopefully he gets some playing time today. And you could see that maybe he could be that second goaltender, or maybe even possibly for the third year in a row, kind of hoping that Devin Levi takes that step for the next NHL level. Because as I was mentioning to you, his athleticism is off the charts. He can lunge like it's no tomorrow, but he is only 5'9", and as a goaltender in the NHL, that's just not acceptable.
Yeah, especially in a league where most of your goaltenders nowadays are about 6'2".
Right. So hopefully he can make that transition. But I'm excited. As much as this team causes me mental anguish, I'm excited for tonight. How about the Habs, Rob?
Honestly, the Habs right now, they have their own preseason game right now. Now for the final game that we're here to talk about as well, it's my very own Montreal Canadiens. They are packing the Bell Center tonight to see their Habs take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sadly, not the game that Marc-Andre Fleury is playing in. Like I mentioned, that's going to be their home game at PPG versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. Although I would have loved to see him play in the Bell Center just once more in a Pens jersey, especially with him being Quebecois himself. But nonetheless, the Habs taking on the Penguins right now, and this one is just, it's what we've waited for, because especially with some of like the prospect games as well, Ivan Demidov looks like we're going to get 2 Calder's in a row. I kid you not. Okay, so there was this one clip that I saw online, and it was their prospect game, Habs versus the Winnipeg Jets. The entirety of the Bell Center is singing Country Roads. You know, Country Roads, take me home. And in the middle of that, in the middle of that, Ivan Demidov takes the puck, goes behind the net, a Jet follows him, dekes his shorts off, comes back the other way, causes the entire crowd to stop and go, oh! And that is what we are looking for as Habs fans. I am so excited for Ivan Demidov. People are already calling him demigod. And literally, Ska St. Petersburg, the team from the KHL, or I believe the NHL actually, which is their version of the AHL, literally said after they released him to the Canadiens, can we have him back? No, you can't. He's in Montreal now. He's not going back to Russia. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. He's going to be a staple of the Canadiens' offense for several years to come, because you don't just come across skill like that. Ivan Demidov is probably going to be like that, like X-factor forward that we've been searching for years. Montreal has not had an X-factor forward probably in a good solid 2 decades. Even when they had the roster of Subban, Gianta, Plekanec, Pacioretty, like all these guys for the Canadiens back in the mid-2010s, they didn't have that X-factor. Now they do, with a very young core, and I cannot contain my excitement. That is why I'm going absolutely bananas for this prospect, because this preseason games as well will show you that he has that skill. And of course, on the Habs released earlier their starting lineups, they actually have omitted Cole Caulfield, Nick Suzuki, Juraj Slafkovsky, their entire first line, but they also omitted Lane Hudson, Arbor Jekai, the man on my back, and Jakob Dobesh as well. So Monty's starting. He's got Jacob Fowler behind him, who's another fantastic goaltending prospect, and it is just, I love it. But unfortunately, of course, as I look at the score, it's 1-0 Penguins. I say all of that, and the Penguins are up. But there's a lot of game left to play. It's only halfway through the first. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the offseason is completely over. The preseason is underway, and hockey is back. We'll be with you throughout the entire season, from the home opener to the first round of the playoffs. We'll have all the highlights, all the biggest news and plays, and we'll be delivering it to you right here on WTOP-10. I'll go over the current scores as they stand. The Sabres and the Blue Jackets are still not at 0 apiece here. The Penguins and Canadiens, like I said, the Penguins just went 1-0, and it was Tristan Braz actually that scored that goal. And the Lightning and the Hurricanes right now are playing as well. That one is knotted at 0s as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I've been Rob Finger.
And I've been Eric Palmieri.
And we'll see you next time on Hockey Talk.
Welcome on into season 23, episode number 3 of Laker Connections, your only place for all things Laker sports. I'm Kenny Gerard, co-hosted by the somewhat likable Lucas McGarry.
Come on.
Now, Mr. McGarry.
Yes.
Unfortunately, winter sports here in the Port City have all wrapped up for the season. But thankfully, spring sports are in full swing, with many squads getting their first SUNYAC matchups underway. Now, speaking of, let's get started with our Laker recap.
Yeah, no, I love the Laker recap. Honestly, kind of my favorite segment of the show.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a hot take.
I enjoy it. Laker Showdown's a lot of fun. I like Laker recap because I love talking about how good the Lakers did.
I didn't give you any time to say, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm really excited to talk about how good the Lakers did. I'm very excited.
Good. Well, I guess we'll just get right into it. As I just mentioned, spring sports are in full swing, and conference play has begun. Now, some teams are looking to make a return to the SUNYAC playoffs after strong seasons last year. Others are looking to rebound from disappointing seasons last year. Now, speaking of teams looking for a return to the playoffs, let's start off with how the men's lacrosse team did. Lucas, take it away.
Yeah, how about it? Oswego kicked off conference play with a commanding 11-6 victory over New Paltz, setting the tone early and never looking back. Lakers jumped out to a fast start with 3 quick goals from Garrett Elston and Corey O'Connor. Although the Hawks responded with 2 goals, Oswego seized control by rattling off 5 unanswered scores to take an 8-2 lead into halftime. The second half saw a more balanced battle, with both teams adding 2 goals in the third quarter, including goals from Nate Ham and Corey O'Connor for the Lakers. Oswego's defense remained strong down the stretch, shutting down New Paltz's offense to secure the win and to start conference play on a very high note. Lakers starting off strong.
Well, you can't go undefeated if you don't win the first one. You take a look at some of the stats here. 11-6, a good win for Oswego. They outshoot them, and they got more shots on goal. And look at that. Only 7 shots not on net for these Lakers. That's a winning recipe for this Oswego team. Now, we'll talk about later who they're going to play down the road. It's going to be a tough matchup in the next one. But what a good win for Oswego. Start off 1-0 in SUNYAC play, who have not played at home yet. Again, we're going to talk about that very shortly. But, Lucas, looks like it's going to be a good season for this men's team.
Yeah, no, I love the efficiency here. Like you just said, they only had 7 shots that weren't on goal. That is peak efficiency. And in a game like that against the conference team, that is exactly what you want. I love it.
Well, let's move on to the women's team now. The Oswego State women's lacrosse team looked to keep their SUNYAC record perfect, coming in at 2-0 in the SUNYAC against the Canton Kangaroos. The Lakers would strike first and take a commanding 4-0 lead in the first before Canton would respond, making it a 4-1 game. The Lakers would once again go on a run, and it was a good one. The Lakers went on a 6-0 scoring run to make the game 10-1 early in the second. The Lakers led 11-3 going into the half, and Canton was unable to mount the comeback. The Lakers would go on to defeat the Roos 15-4 and stay perfect in conference. The Lakers move on to 3-0 in the SUNYAC and 7-2 overall. Lucas, the Lakers have some serious goal scorers this season and look good early on. Now, what is working so well for this Lakers squad?
Well, first of all, I just want to say I wish I could have appreciated this game more being there, but I was outside freezing the entire time. It was hailing, snowing, really bad wind. But regardless of that, I think that the way the Lakers have been playing these past couple of games has been absolutely phenomenal. They have been dominating teams recently by scores of 10 plus. They are regularly having that running clock going at the end of their games. They are consistently beating teams by huge amounts of margins, and I think that is really, really impressive to see. And I mean, you can't be any more excited than that, honestly.
No, absolutely not. They're off to a great start and look to continue to be that way, Lucas.
Yeah, no, 100%. But we're going to switch from the field now to the diamond. The Oswego baseball team hit the road Thursday for a 3-game series against the defending SUNY champion New Paltz Hawks and came up just short in a hard-fought 5-4 loss on Thursday. The Lakers struck first with 2 runs in the 3rd inning, sparked by some aggressive base running. New Paltz answered with a run in the bottom of the half, taking advantage of a fielding error. After trading runs, Oswego pulled ahead 4-3 in the 6th on a pass ball, but the momentum shifted in the 7th when Dylan Restano crushed a 2-run homer to give New Paltz the lead. The Hawks bullpen shut the door with 3.2 innings of scoreless relief. Daniel Winchester led the Lakers offensively, going 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored, but a 9th inning double play ended Oswego's rally attempt. So a tough loss for them. We're going to talk about their next games, or that game coming up, but for right now, just about the game that happened. Unfortunate for the Lakers, but you got to have the bats wake up.
You absolutely do. And this Lakers team, again, looking to get into those SUNY matchups. Alfred State is a good team. And, yeah, for Oswego, we mentioned it last episode that this team really needs to start getting the bats up and moving. And I think throughout the season, they just haven't really able to just connect on a lot of their shots and just not able to get it done. But let's move ahead now to the other diamond, the softball diamond. The Lakers were slated for a doubleheader matchup against Clarkson. In the first match, it was all Golden Knights. They took the game 1, 13-2. But Oswego's looking to bounce back in game 2 of the doubleheader. Clarkson would strike first with an RBI single in the top of the first. The Lakers would strike back in the same inning, notching 2 runs in the bottom of the first. The Lakers would have a great 4th inning, scoring 3 off an RBI triple from Lillian Haggerty. They held up this lead all the way into the top of the 7th and final inning. Clarkson had 2 cross the plate to make it a 1-run game, but Oswego was able to hold on and win 5-4 over the Golden Knights. The Lakers improved to 5-8 on the season. Now, Lucas, after a couple of rainouts, the Lakers are looking to get into conference play. But what a way to hold on and win for Oswego here.
I love the fact that in the first game, they obviously didn't have the best game, and then they decided, you know what, we're not going to let this affect us, and they came back even stronger, and they had a hard-fought victory, and you love to see it, and especially now with conference play coming right up, that is exactly what you want. You want to build that momentum, and I think now for them, they have a really, really strong case for it.
Absolutely. I mean, even a team like Clarkson, they had no errors in that matchup, and Oswego having 3, just out-hitting Clarkson. So I think, again, the amount of hits probably led to the win here, but being able to have 3 errors on your side of the field and still win when another team has 0, pretty
that's very
impressive.
If you're making mistakes and Clarkson isn't taking advantage of it, that's on Clarkson. So good win for Oswego to close it out.
Absolutely. But that's going to do it for our Laker recap here. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, wow, words are really hard tonight, Lucas. They really are hard tonight. We come back, it'll be time for the week ahead. Stick around. You're watching Laker Connections right here on WTOP-10.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
me!
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris.
That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts.
It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No. Spin the wheel. But you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to.
Welcome back into season 23, episode number 3 of Laker Connections, your only place for all things Laker sports. I'm Ken Gerard, co-hosted by the sweaty and laid-back Lucas.
I apologize. It is really, really hot in the studio right now.
It's roasting a little bit.
It is very hot. I overheat very easily.
I guess the school didn't turn on the AC
quite
yet.
We haven't gotten any yet, so we're a little hot in here, but
we'll get there.
We'll make do.
We have discussed the past, Lucas, and it is time to talk about the future. We have a lot of action for Oswego athletics.
Very true.
And Lucas, well, let's discuss it.
Yeah.
Start off with what's going on for the baseball team.
Yeah, well, after falling 5-4 to New Paltz yesterday, the Oswego State Lakers have a chance to bounce back with a crucial SUNYAC doubleheader tomorrow at Lauren Campbell Memorial Field. Sitting at 12-7 overall and 4-3 in conference play, the Lakers will need strong performances on both sides of the ball to take down the defending champions. The Lakers currently lead the conference with a team ERA of 4.81, while the Hawks lead the conference with a team batting average of 348. The first game set for noon and the second at 3 p.m., Oswego has a prime opportunity to bounce back and make a statement in the conference standings, especially over the New Paltz Hawks, who are the defending champs.
Yeah, a couple of tough teams in this conference between Cortland and New Paltz up there. It would be a statement win for Oswego. Again, we were talking about how they need to get the bats up and going here. They have a decent team average. The ERA low is not bad. So, I mean, it's going to be quite a determining game in a weird way. It's early on in the conference play. Still, I mean, we're after spring break, but it's still early in the conference. Still got about a month and a little bit of change to get into these conference matchups. We'll see how the Lakers can foe against this team. I think a win here would be great for them. I think that they can really put their name towards the top of the list and make an early push into the SUNYAC playoffs. But let's switch it now on over to softball again. The Lakers will head up to Canton, but not to take on the Kangaroos. Rather, they set their sights on the St. Lawrence Saints. Game 1 will start at 12 p.m. with Game 2 slated for a 2 o'clock start, but anybody who knows baseball or softball knows that's probably not what's going to start.
Definitely not when it's
Definitely not. Oswego sitting at 5-8 looks to improve to 7-8 before taking on a SUNYAC opponent down in Morrisville. The Saints sit at 7-5 on the season. This series comes after their first Liberty League matchup of the season against the Clarkson Golden Knights. Rain has been an enemy of this Oswego team, with their last 4 matchups being rained out. This series is a makeup from March 29th, which was, of course, rained out. Lucas, with an exciting matchup for the Lakers, what are we looking for in this one?
I'm just really excited to see a very, very close game. I think both of these teams have a lot to offer when it comes to pitching and hitting, and I think when it comes down to it, this should be really, really competitive. Both of these teams aren't struggling, but they're right near the 500 mark. Oswego slightly under, and St. Lawrence is slightly over. So for both teams, you have the different mindsets of Oswego's like, we've got to get that 500 point. You want to get there because that's where you start before you build up. St. Lawrence, you obviously want the opposite. You don't want to hit that 500 mark because you're already past it. So I think it's a very fun dynamic for both of these teams to be playing against each other now. And I think, like I said, it's going to be very, very competitive.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so now, I'm sorry, instead of we're going from the diamond now back to the field, where we're going to take a look at Oswego State women's lacrosse team.
Clever.
Looks to stay perfect in SUNYAC play as they take on the Oneonta Red Dragons this Saturday. The Lakers enter the contest with a strong 7-2 record, 3-0 in the SUNYAC, while Oneonta sits at 3-7, 2-1 in the SUNYAC. Oswego boasts an impressive offensive attack, averaging 16.2 goals per game compared to Oneonta's 13.2. Oswego also clears Oneonta in goals against per game, holding teams to just over 7 goals a game, while the Red Dragons allow almost 14. With both teams fighting for postseason positioning, this matchup should be very, very interesting.
It got dark in here for a second.
It did get dark. I don't know what happened.
Well, again, we talk about this team being so dominant, and we've seen with that 7-2 record, 16.2 goals per game.
That's crazy.
And look at the shot on, and they're evenly matched up. This is an even matchup. I mean, Oneonta is still a very good squad. I think the record is a bit deceiving.
Yeah, they had a couple of really, really tough, but also close losses that could have gone either way. So their record doesn't exactly show their talent level. They are a solid team.
Yeah, they are a solid team, and I think this will be a good one for Oswego. If they can pull away another victory here and move even farther into the SUNYAC, it's going to be a tough matchup coming up again. And Cortland just in their near view future, a tough team that they've never beat, so we will see. But let's move on to men's lacrosse now, as the Lakers will take on the Potsdam Bears this Saturday at home, which is their first home game of the entire season. The Lakers are currently undefeated in the SUNYAC, sitting at, 1-0. The Bears sit at also 1-0 in the SUNYAC. After a trouncing of the Canton Kangaroos by a final score of 24-2, Potsdam comes in hot. This matchup is set to be a good one, an early SUNYAC matchup between these two squads. Potsdam comes in on fire. Now, Lucas, you think the Lakers can tame the flame and take down the Bears? Or is this just a Potsdam team that's just too hot to handle for the Lakers?
So last year, the Oswego essentially had the same scenario against Potsdam. Potsdam was hot last year, and then they came to Laker Field, and Oswego beat them in overtime. I was on that call. It was so much fun to watch. This Lakers team is full of surprises, and I really think they can, I think you said, put out the fire, quench the fire, whatever you want to say.
Flame,
tame the flame, sure.
I forgot what I said.
It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to call it, I do believe that they can, so yes, they can. And I 100% think that this is going to be a very, very good game. It was very low scoring last time, so I don't know if that's going to happen this time because obviously Potsdam, they average a crazy goal scoring. But I think Oswego has a very, very solid defense that can tame this flame, like you said.
Absolutely. That's going to be all the time we have for our week ahead. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, oh my God, again, I did the same thing. When we come back, it'll be time for a new segment here at Laker Connections called Way Too Early Predictions. We'll see you on the back half of the break. Stick around.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
If you like action, romance,
Polly sister, if you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
Surface is this? Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
Welcome back into season 23, episode number 3 of Laker Connections, your only place for all things Laker sports. I'm Kane Gerard, co-hosted by the large-hearted Lucas McGarry. I'm running out of things to say, Lucas.
You can reuse that.
No, you said I told you last time I got to change it every time.
Yeah, I guess so.
So here we are.
That's what you want to do.
There goes 3 more. So 3 more off the table. But now, Lucas, we can sit here and be sad and miss winter sports here in Oswego, or we can serve up some hot takes and make each other, and maybe some of those watching at home, also upset. We're doing something new here on Laker Connections. Me and Lucas are going to give our way too early season predictions for the 2025-26 winter season. Now, Lucas,
I didn't even originally know what you meant.
Well, now
when you first were like, hey, this is what we're doing, I was like, huh? And then I was like, oh, you mean all the way
all
down.
of them. Lucas, let's start off with the 2025 SUNYAC champions, the men's ice hockey team.
So I think what's really funny is that last year they had 0 expectations because they had so many new players, and we didn't realize that Gosick was a recruiting wizard, and all of those guys that he picked up were going to be studs. So I think this year, Oswego is going to have a lot more to do, and I think they're going to have a lot more to prove. So I think we might see a slight, and I will say slight because, again, all of that talent is still going to be there. I think they're losing a couple of very good seniors, but other than that, they have plenty of guys that are filling in for them. And couple?
Only Daniel Kyle Bufo's gone.
Oh, that's right. Okay, perfect.
They're all coming back.
So then if I pause, then perfect. Then they're going to be slightly worse, I think, but because I think because of the talent they have, I think it's expected. I think teams are going to be taking them a lot more seriously than they did last year.
I think they're going to get better. I don't think.
I can see that happening
now,
too.
but here's what I mean when I say better. Hobart and Stevenson are coming into the SUNYAC next year.
That's gonna be
I don't think they repeat as SUNYAC championships. I think Hobart, the now 3-time national champion, is. I would imagine is going to win the SUNYAC next year. I don't know. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. If anybody from Hobart for some weird reason happens to see this, I don't think you will. But if you do, then why leave? I don't want you here.
You can watch.
That's
another,
not good.
You can watch another show.
Let's move on. Yeah, right. Let's move on to the women's hockey team. Now, speaking of expectations, this team was just so close to being into the NCAA tournament, and they dropped that final game against Plattsburgh in the SUNYAC championship. In their second season ever in the SUNYAC, they get there, host the championship, and lose it. Their expectations, I think, may not be as high as the men's hockey team will be because of how many returners that the men's team will get. The women's team, though, is losing a lot of seniors, a lot of talent. I think they have a lot of young players who are still good, but losing Levy and some of these other talented players, it's going to be tough for them to recover from. But I think their expectation next year is at least an appearance in the SUNYAC championship. I think they can get there. I'm not sure if they'll win it or get into the NCAA tournament, but I think that their expectation is at least getting into that championship game next year.
No, I mean, without a doubt. Losing Levy is like losing an arm for that team. Whoever is goalie next year is going to have like the biggest shoes to fill. So that is going to be very, very tough for them because obviously Levy was just a stud. So I think for them, it's going to be a figuring out season.
Now, let's move from the frozen water over to the hardwood. Now tell me, the women's basketball team, what their expectations are going to be. Now they get into the playoffs. They win their first game at home as a 3 seed and then lose in the second round. So their expectations next year to me are a little flip-flopped. I mean, they are losing some players, but for the most part, I think this team still stays pretty well-rounded next year. I'm going to say a playoff appearance, I think, is at bare minimum what the expectation is going to be.
At this point, yes.
But I think they can maybe make a run and get a little bit deeper in the playoffs than they had did this previous season.
No, 100%. They have been steadily improving every single year since at least that I've been here. When I got here, they were not the best team. They were pretty low in the SUNYAC standings, and then they finished third last year. That is very, very impressive to just see the steady growth. I still think the coaching needs to get a little better. That's just my personal opinion. But I think that they have plenty of talent. It's just whether or not that they use it correctly.
Now let's go from the women's team to the men's team. Now this men's team was in the NCAA playoffs for the last 2 years, and this year didn't even get a crack at it. Didn't even get to the SUNYAC championship. A huge fall from grace for this team. Now, again, we talked about all the seniors last year they were going to lose. I'm sure you guys enjoyed listening to Joyce and Mudd talk all about them last year on Laker Connections. And well, this year, we did not get grace to the same amount of success from the squad. So I think the expectation for this team is to make the playoffs at this point. I'm not quite sure where I stand with this team. Quickly, any thoughts?
I mean, honestly, I would just say exactly the same thing as you. It's just very, very disappointing to see where they are. And I think they needed Jeremiah Sparks a little bit more than they thought they would when he left, because he was a star and he really did do well for that team. And I think when they left, they didn't expect him to leave that big of a hole.
No, definitely not. It was a good season for this team, but I think Jason Leon's got a little bit of recruiting to do in this offseason.
He needs to work his recruiting magic and see what he can do.
Trust the process with this Lakers squad. We're going to go to another quick break. When we come back, we will have our Lakers showdown.
Sounds good.
We'll see you on the flip side of the break.
Yeah, we'll just take a break. We'll come back in a minute.
Yeah, we'll back. Bye.
Go!
Would you like to try snacks from faraway lands? Or snacks with bizarre flavors? How about snacks in new ways? Or snacks you've never tried before? You don't have to go far to find these snacks. They can all be found here at Snacks on West First Street.
Yeah, we're walking around campus, and what do we see? All these clubs are looking.
They're looking for me.
There's hockey.
There's improv.
So much to see. So let's go try them out and see how they be. Come on and please watch.
Our embarrassment's free.
Tune in to Amateurs on WTOP.
Happy Friday, Lakers, and another beautiful day here in Oswego, New York. I'm DJ Don Perone, and I'm happy that you're starting your weekend off right listening to WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
I said, darling, can you see there's
There's no room for us. There's no room. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you.
Welcome back into season 23, episode number 3 of Laker Connections, your home for everything Laker sports. And Lucas, it is I guess it's time. It's not really. I don't know if I'm excited about this. Mr. Michael Neckers is back. Our Laker Showdown moderator.
He keeps coming back. We don't really have anyone else to do this
Lucas,
job, unfortunately.
for those who don't know, please tell them what a
Laker Showdown is a showdown between two Lakers, me and Kenny. Michael, our moderator, will ask us a series of 3 questions, and it will be best 2 out of 3 style. Wow. Michael decides the winner of each question. Wow. And that will be it. Michael?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do here, guys. We've still got a lot of time left before the NFL season starts, but last week I asked about the Steelers, so this week I'm going to ask about the Giants. I need both of you to give me your record prediction for the 2025-26 Giants, and whoever is closer to my prediction will earn the point. Kenny, as the Giants fan, you're up first.
So, I mean, adding Mr. Unlimited.
What's your prediction,
And
Kenny?
adding Mr. Unlimited.
We're both at 0.
Adding Jameis Winston.
No one has scored a point yet.
Yeah,
guys.
we're at 0. Anyway, so with those additions, I don't think it makes Oswego. Sorry, I'm so on Oswego. I don't think it makes the Giants like a playoff contender or even a good team at that. I think they're just going to be fun garbage as opposed to just garbage as they were with Daniel Jones. I think it's just going to be like putting a tutu on a trash can. Like it's going to be, oh wow, that's pretty trash. It's lipstick on a pig. I think it's going to be
lipstick on a pig. I actually really like that.
5-12 for the Giants.
Lucas?
I'm going to go 3-14, just flat out.
That's
I don't see. I love Mr. Unlimited. You know, he was my quarterback last year, but the Giants just don't have enough talent right now.
I think 5-12.
I don't see them winning more than 3 games, and I also see them losing a couple of games that they 100% should win.
Oh, they absolutely.
That's why I only see them winning 3.
But
Those 3 games will be against teams that they shouldn't.
Time's up. Well, guys. As you know, I'm a pretty big Giants hater. Not as much as I hate Philly. Not a fan of Philly.
We can agree on only that.
Kenny, you're going to take this one. My prediction, I'm being a little generous here. 7-10 is my prediction.
Wow,
for the Giants.
really?
I think they're going to get more wins than people think this year.
Never make a football take.
All right, hey, enough out of you, or I'll make you lose again. Question 2. Other than Laker connections, what is the best OP on WTOP-10? Lucas, you're up first.
The best OP on WTOP-10 right now is obviously Shut the Chuck Up.
No, it's not.
Charlie, the producer, or our
You're gonna get some haters for saying no to this.
just scream. I heard him scream, but yeah, Shut the Chuck Up. It's just such a fun, loving show, and it has one of my favorite people out there, Chuck. So yeah, Shut the Chuck Up.
Where's the camera? Where's the camera? Where's the camera? I need a camera moved on me here. Here we go. I'm getting up. I'm fired up for this one. Here we go. The best show on WTOP-10. The DK Experience. I love that show. You thought I was going to say, oh, boy. Oh, boy, and it's not even close. Oh, boy, by a mile, and it ain't even close. You pick anybody else, you're wrong. No, you're wrong.
Sit down.
No, you're wrong.
Sit down, buddy.
No.
Sit down.
Fired up.
So, we've got a tough decision here.
Yeah, you do.
Do I let everyone at WTOP-10 hate me, or do I pick Lucas's answer? I hear Chuck in the back cheering for his show. But I'm going to give this one to Kenny, but he does not win yet because the final round, I've decided today, is worth 3 points.
Okay. Wow.
So, last but not least, this
you need a crutch to beat me. You need a crutch.
No. This question feels very fitting for the two of you and myself. Guys, who is the best sports commentator of all time in your eyes? Lucas, you're up first.
No, make Kenny go first.
No,
Lucas is first.
The teleprompter says you're up first.
No, I need a second.
The teleprompter says you're up first.
Michael Sterling of the Yankees. He's so good. Michael Sterling of the Yankees. He's been there forever. I don't even know why you guys are putting your thumbs on. You're a Mets fan. You have nothing to say.
Lucas, real quick, before we go to Kenny, can you impersonate a Michael Sterling call for me?
No, I can't.
No, God, no.
It is high. It is far. It is gone.
You heard it here first, folks. And Kenny,
Michael
for
Sterling.
you.
He's fantastic.
Oh, this is so tough. There's so many good ones.
Joe Buck.
God, don't say that name. Don't say that name here.
None of them. Oh man. See, because you took my answer. That was a good one.
Did I actually?
Yeah, that was Sterling's a good one.
Respect.
What's his name? The football. Oh, he's on Amazon Prime. I'm blanking so hard.
Yeah,
Amazon Prime.
I love that guy.
Don't help him. Don't help him.
Don't help me.
Don't help him. He's gonna get it.
It's not.
Got a
Tom
minute
Brady.
20-year program to get it. Don't say it, Aaron.
Aaron, help. Someone help. Oh, Al Michaels, thank you. Yeah, I thought of that myself. Yeah, Al Michaels. I love Al Michaels. I think he's very good.
Give me my 3 points now.
Yeah.
If I'm taking a crunch, I'll take the crunch.
You're going to take your crunch and get a crunch win.
He didn't even give an answer. I'll take the loss. That's fine. I don't need a crunch.
Well, gentlemen.
Give him the loss. It's 1 point. I think I still win.
I am a big fan of Al Michaels. Very good NFL commentator. But I'm going to have to go with Lucas on this one. So this week, Lucas.
I did not win. No, shake Henny's hand. I did not win.
No, you won.
I did not win.
You won.
He beat me 2-1.
Look at the scoreboard. Look at the scoreboard.
I did not win.
Look at the scoreboard.
Chris, I did not win.
Look at the
You
scoreboard.
take it back.
Can we put Lucas wins in the lower third?
This is a Mickey Mouse win.
No,
I'm not.
Lucas wins in the lower third.
No, I did not win. Kenny, I'm sorry.
With like 4 exclamation points.
Why.
With like 4 exclamation points.
I'm not shaking your hand. I didn't.
No, my hand.
Oh yeah. Kenny won. Kenny won. I will accept that loss.
Lucas wins. Woo!
All right. That's enough of all that action.
Yeah.
He took my answer. That was a good answer. That would have, yeah. Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win. Thank you, everybody. It's all the time we have for tonight. We will see you guys in 1 week for episode number 4. Have a good night.
Good night.
Now introducing, out of Alden, New York, number 2, Dylan the Chinstrap Zielinski. Introducing next, out of Schenectady, New York, wearing number 69, Kenny the GM Gerard.
Oh, yeah, we are so back, Dylan. Welcome on into the penultimate season of the DK Experience, season number 4 of 5. I'm Kenny Gerard, co-hosted by the wonderful Dylan Zielinski. And Dylan, we're so back, baby.
We're back. I'm
How you
glad
been?
to be back. I'm doing pretty good. You know, school year's been hit. Whoever said senior year was easy, lying.
Absolutely.
Just straight up lying.
Yeah.
It's not been easy.
Hard. It's those cheeky classes that I decided to avoid until now, and now I have to take all of them. And I'm like, man,
shout out
I gotta
Mike
find a
Cleveland
job.
for for making me take the production classes early. But
yeah, I'm glad I did those and got them out of the way. But now all those gen eds and they're not fun. But hey, I mean, TAing is cool, and I guess writing a resume and looking for a job is also all part of this. So
I haven't done that yet.
Really?
No.
Man, you gotta get in your horse, man. Because you know what they say, that dog will hunt. Well, Dylan, it is time once again for our Gridiron Recap. For those of you who don't know what the Gridiron Recap is, it is exactly what it sounds like. Me and Dylan like some football teams. His team's a little bit better than mine. And by a little bit, I mean a lot of it. So, Dylan, I'm gonna let you go first, talk about the Bills versus the Fins.
Yeah, I mean, how about them Bills? They just played the Miami Dolphins. Just some quick stats. Tua, he was 22 of 34 for 146 yards, 2 touchdowns and interception. Josh Allen was 22 of 28 for 213 yards for 3 touchdowns. The Bills did go on Polycam, new Polycam. Yeah.
I love it.
So the Bills did go on to beat the Dolphins 31-21. The game was a lot closer than what you would expect, but with divisional opponents, that's some things you expect. I expected to win. I had said we were going to blow them out. We didn't blow them out, but whatever. We need those games where it's going to be close because you can't blow out every opponent and expect to win down the stretch. But, James Cook, stud so far.
Yeah.
I am so happy we paid that guy. I mean, just in that game alone, he was 19 carries for 108 yards and a touchdown. The kid has been a stud. I could not be as like. You do not have the Buffalo Bills without James Cook right now. He is playing out of his mind.
Absolutely not. And yeah, as it's been for Buffalo, I mean, they've been great so far this year. I mean, they've had some tough opponents. Week 1 against the Ravens, probably one of the best comebacks I've seen in the last 5 years.
Great game.
They've been a great team so far. Buffalo looks really sound, really good. Josh Allen is doing MVP things. I think Buffalo has got a good season ahead of them.
Just got to get over the hump.
There's some pretty easy teams. But speaking of easy teams and the opposite end of the spectrum, let's talk about those New York Football Giants. Now, I wore this tie for more than one reason. I actually have Cam Scattaboo right here. That is Cam Scattaboo. That guy will run through a brick wall if you ask him politely. He is an absolute animal, and he is the only thing going on for the New York Giants right now. An embarrassing loss, 22-9 to the Chiefs after scoring 37 points against the crappy Cowboys. And you're going to tell me you can go out and put out a measly 9? And we didn't. Shout out Graham Gano. Yeah, yikes is right. Graham Gano with a groin injury comes out, makes that field goal to make it 9 points for the Giants. But these stats, I mean, I'm just looking at them. Paulie, we had to Paulie Cam, take back Russell Wilson, put him back on the West Coast, and get him the heck out of New York. He is not very good. 18 for 32, 160 yards, and 2 interceptions. Somehow that bum led the league in passing yards going into this week. It has been atrocious. It has been horrible. It has been bad. And I am calling for Jameis Winston to come out and start. Not Jackson Dart quite yet. Give him some more time to sit. I think Jackson Dart has potential to be good.
Yeah.
But if you rush him into a bad situation like a game against the Chargers, a team that is a contender to win the Super Bowl this year, going to be a bad result. I know it's at home, but I'd rather start him in New Orleans in just about a week.
No, and we've had that conversation last night, right? I don't think you throw Jackson Dart out right now. I think he's a raw quarterback. I think you need to switch up. Russ, he had that game, one game, where he won 450 against a terrible Cowboys defense. Why not throw Jameis Winston in there? He's going to make it exciting. He's going to take shots. He's going to force feed Malik Neighbors, probably arguably the best player on your team. Scattaboo, again, dog.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess it's all the time I have to talk about the Giants, and I think it's a good thing that it is. I might start crying on air. We're going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, it'll be time for some contenders, pretenders, and sleepers. You're watching the DK Experience right here on WTOP-10.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The kind of late show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating. I think you're wrong, is what I think. You think I'm wrong a lot of time. I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Shout out Will Compton. Shout out Will Compton.
Welcome back to the DK Experience right here in WTOP-10. I'm Ken Gerard, who's a little bit more lightheaded from doing that with Dylan Zielinski. And Dylan, it is time once again. It's a first episode of the year classic. It is time for some NFL predictions. So we have 3 categories. We have contenders, pretenders, and some sleepers. So for those who don't know, a contender is a team we think is going to have a good chance to win the Super Bowl. A sleeper is a team people are not thinking about but has a chance. And then we have the pretenders, the people who look good now 3 weeks in, but maybe later on aren't going to be so good. Dylan, I'm usually a nice guy, but apparently I'm being selfish. So I put myself first today. So I am going to go first with my contender. And they're actually playing right now. It's going to be the Detroit Lions. I think they look great. They had a bad game against the Packers, and I know the Packers just come off a loss to the Browns. I think that Browns defense is good, and I think if honestly the Browns had an offense, they'd have a chance to be a good football team. It's just they have no O. But
not even offense, just no quarterback.
I think the Lions are going to get the second game against them this year. I think Detroit is a team that just looks so good right now. I think it's hard to argue that they're not a contender. And coming off of what had happened last year against the Commanders in the playoffs, I think they're coming back with a vengeance. I think Detroit might have a chance here.
Yeah, I mean, Detroit's currently beating the Baltimore Ravens on 28-21. Looks like they're about to force a field goal here. So my contender, I decided to switch it up. I actually switched up my list a little bit here. I'm not going the Bills. I'm not going to caught in a trap like that again. I'm going to go with the LA Chargers.
Yeah.
I am a Justin Herbert believer. That defense is legit. Those receivers are fine. Quentin Johnson, he's finally playing good. They brought back Keenan Allen. Herbie, love Herbie.
My fantasy guy.
I believe in that coach. He's fantastic. He turns teams around. Dude, stud offensive line. It's hard not to believe in them right now. I think they're going to win that division. I can't. They're 3-0 right now.
My only question is with the unfortunate injury to Najee Harris, how do you feel about Amari and Hampton?
I mean, they took him at, I think, 22 overall in the first round.
Yeah.
He's got to be good. They saw something. Now it's just going to give him the chance to get touches and, you know.
I mean, he was high on a lot of fantasy draft boards, and I think that translates for a reason. I know Ashton Genty was also high. And the rookie running back class has been, I don't want to say so far, but it has been an interesting start. So I am interested to see how Amari and Hampton does. I think if he performs well, this Charger team is easily a contender, and I think a contender to win their division at the absolute bare minimum.
If you're looking at it as far as a fantasy owner, you're pretty upset with that running back. But
yes, you are. So we are going to switch over now to our sleeper pick. So my sleeper pick on the year is going to be the LA Rams. I think a lot of people know that they are a good football team, but people aren't putting them in that consideration as a great football team that will make a deep run in the playoffs. They came off an unfortunate loss to the Eagles in the playoffs, which was a close game. I think as long as Stafford can keep up in his now old age, I think that this team has a very good chance to go deep. Again, that receiving room is still good. I think their defense is still solid. I know that he's a bit old, like Paulie's saying, but I think that this Rams team could be slept on a bit. I'm not 100% confident in saying, they're going to be going to the Super Bowl again, but I could easily say they can make a run as deep as the NFC Championship.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you at all with any of that. I love Matthew Stafford. I love the Rams. They were honestly, I was considering them, but you took them first. But my sleeper.
That happens.
The Colts. Daniel Jones, I believe in the Giants' downfall. He's figuring it out. He is playing he is playing amazing right now. And it's not because I necessarily believe the team is good. Kenny, listen to the schedule. You got the Rams, which we just talked about, contenders, right? Raiders, not that good. Cardinals, not that good. Chargers, all right, they're good. Titans, not good. Steelers, nah. Falcons, no. Chiefs, not with the way they're playing. Texans, no. We're rambling some wins here. We're going. The defense is, again, legit. Shane Steichen is putting Daniel Jones in a position to only succeed. And, to shout out Alex Brummer here, it's not necessarily that I believe in Indiana Jones. I believe in the downfall of the Giants. It would be the most giant thing ever to let go of a quarterback that you said was going to be your franchise guy, and he's just going to go figure it out somewhere else. And that's no shade to you, but...
It's going to be a great transition. My pretender is also the Indianapolis Colts. They are my pretender. Now, here's why for the sports girlies watching. It's unforgiving 2024 Saints. There's not a chance that they are as good as they seem right now. Daniel Jones, buddy, I have watched you and I have cried over you God knows how many times. And let me tell you, it ain't no different just because you moved a wee bit that way. He is going to blow it like he always does. He's not good. He's not a good quarterback. He's going to get in his own head. They're going to get 4 or 5 weeks. I will tell you right now, book it. Take it to the bank. They will be good for a few more weeks at the absolute most, but it is over. Like Paulie, fall out of the chair, falling out of the standings. There is not a chance. And I'll tell you right now, those Texans are going to come right back and take that division. The Colts are the pretender of the year, and it's just like the Saints were last year.
Yeah, and I mean, I did forget to mention one thing. Jonathan Taylor's back.
Ooh,
that guy's a stud.
I didn't think about that. I really
that guy is playing great.
He is playing very good. He
Just
might
saying.
be their saving grace.
My pretender, and again, it's not because I believe they're a bad team. The 49ers, look, they have these years where they go to the Super Bowl and they look great, but it was just confirmed today their best player on the team, arguably Nick Bosa, just tore his ACL. Their number 2 receiver also just tore his ACL, and this was all in the game yesterday. Brandon Ayuk is still trying to come back from an ACL. Brock Purdy's out right now. Mac Jones is in. I've seen Mac Jones play firsthand as a Bills fan, and it's not very good.
It's not pretty.
I love me the 49ers. You may have a problem if you're the 49ers and Christian McCaffrey is one of the only healthy guys on your team. I'm just saying, mac and cheese, no. But for real, it sucks because I do like the 49ers. I always root for them, but the injury bug, it's week 3 and the injury bugs got them.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because they are not a bad team.
No.
But, I mean, again, I can see where you're coming from.
Great
This
coach.
division is so good. I mean, with the Rams, you have the Cardinals and the Sea Chickens in there. I think it's going to be a tough schedule for the Niners. But that's going to be it for our contenders, pretenders, and sleepers. We're going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, a new segment. It'll be time for Stump the Chump. Whoa, what is that? We'll explain to the other side of the break. You're watching the DK Experience right here on WTOP-10.
With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
Still flexing. Welcome.
I'm going to do it till Will Compton notices.
I said I sound good, and now here we sound. Welcome back to the DK Experience right here in WTOP-10. I'm Kenny Gerard, coincided by the wonderful Dylan Zielinski. And Dylan, so we did Dylan Learn Sports for quite a while, and Dylan has learned about all that I think he can learn. So it's time for a new segment. It's called Stump the Chump. We're going to go back over to our camera 2 here. We're going to turn this little thing around right over here, right over here, right over there. Bang.
Bang.
There's nothing on it.
Bang.
So what is Stump the Chump? So this actually is an idea by my girlfriend's stepdad. Shout out, Mike. He watched our show and he said, this would be a good idea. We are going to think of the most obscure sports we can find, and we're going to put them on this wheel over here. Every week, we're going to spin this wheel, and we're each going to get a sport. Now, here's the game. If, let's say, for example, Dylan gets toe wrestling this week, I will come in next episode and quiz Dylan on toe wrestling, and then vice versa. If I've got German pretzel cutting, he's going to quiz me on the German pretzel cutting. Whoever has the least amount of right answers will face a punishment next episode, to be determined in the 2 weeks coming up to the show. Dylan, that being said, there's not anything on this wheel. It is empty. So we're going to fill it out today. That's going to be the whole segment of Stump the Chump. It is going to be the intro to it. And at the very end, we will spin the wheel, and we will get our sports for the next episode. So you'll have to tune in next time to see how we do in our quiz. Dylan, I've been talking about one particular sport that I've wanted to put on this wheel for quite a long time, and I'm going to put it on here first. It's going to be German pretzel cutting. It is a, I don't know, but it's going to go on here. So I'm going to write that in. German.
I don't even have like, I don't even know what that, like, obviously I'm assuming it's Germans that are cutting pretzels.
On TikTok late at night. And it's basically,
great.
It's
doom
basically,
scrolling.
It is from doom scrolling. You have to cut it the most precise. So the best cut wins. I assume that I'm not going to give you too much details in case you get it.
Okay.
I hope he spins it. I really do.
All right, so I do have some pulled up here. Kenny is way more locked into this than I was, but I do have some ideas. So I'm going to go with my, I guess, first round pick here.
Yeah, we're drafting right now. It appears. No, he's thinking. It takes a lot of thought to do this.
We are going to go dog surfing.
Ooh,
dog
not
surfing.
Bad. Now,
Pumbaa could do it. Shout out Pumbaa. Angel's probably too old for that.
I'm going to throw in my next one that I also had done some research on, and it's going to be toe wrestling. It's a English sport. Toe wrestling is on the board with my second round pick. Dylan?
Okay. Just because I like the name of it, I'm going to go with Fireball.
Oh, Fireball soccer. I had seen this one.
This
is a good one.
I've seen some pictures on it right now. It looks like it's in those battle ball things, and
we might have to pick up the pace here.
Flipping love those things.
All right, my next one is going to be another funny one that I enjoy. It's called chess boxing. It is chess, but you punch each other in the face. That is literally all it is.
I don't even think I could play chess. I think I would just start swinging.
All right, Dylan, right off the sports as we are running.
Okay,
back here.
I am going to go.
Do what you got next.
Wife carrying.
Oh, that was my next pick. That's a good one. Wife carrying. All right. My next selection, just because I like the name, is Quidditch.
Quidditch. Okay. I'm going to go unicycle hockey.
Ooh. Unicycle hockey. How the heck do you spell unicycle? Unicycle.
Hockey.
Hockey. Okay. My next selection is going to be underwater hockey.
Oh, I have that on there. Just because I love it and I love my bed, we're going to go bed racing.
Ooh.
I don't know if it has anything to do with beds, but I love my bed.
With my last one, I am going to go with camel wrestling. Yep, I don't know what that is, but it looks really funny.
I have it.
I picked a couple wrestlings here. Dylan, your last choice. What do we got?
Street beefs.
Oh, you better hope I don't spin that. I am an absolute expert.
Street beefs.
You better pray I don't get street beefs because I am going to win.
Shout out Death Sentence.
Yeah! I love street beefs. That is such a good choice. Dylan, I will let you do it first. You may take the first Stump the Chump spin on the wheel.
Okay.
Dylan, your sport.
Shout out Seth Appleby. Derrick Henry just fumbled for the third time in 3 weeks. So.
Oh, rough. Dylan, your sport that you will be studying up on for the next 2 weeks will be bed racing.
Yes.
Interesting. I want to do my research too.
I have no idea what it is.
My sport will be that I'm studying for the next 2 weeks. Please let it be street beefs. I will be a happy camper. It doesn't look like it's going to be. German pretzel cutting. Bang! Oh, we got, yes, dude. Oh,
dude, I thought you were going to get street beef.
Let's go.
Oh.
Okay, so here's the deal. Next episode, we will take these off the board. So bed racing and German pretzel cutting will go off the board, and then we will put 2 new sports on that we select. So think about a couple extra sports you'd like to add on. But that's going to be it for Stump the Chump for now. You'll have to tune in next episode to see how that goes. We're going to go a quick break, and when we come back, it'll be time for everybody's favorite segment, Cooking or Crazy. You're watching the DK Experience right here on WTOP-10.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up of that one. Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back to the semi-dressed-up DK Experience. I'm Kenny Gerard with Dylan Zielinski. And Dylan, it is just about that time once again for us to fight on air and for them to turn our microphones down. For those who don't know what Cooking or Crazy is, the back has thought of a topic over the last, well, it'll be 25 minutes now. And we're going to debate on the topic, and then they're going to pick a winner in the back. Our Austin Claus, our graphics coordinator back there, will be selecting the winner amongst everybody else as well on our wonderful crew. So, Dylan, our prompt for the day.
I gotta go second.
You want to go second for best sauce?
Yep.
Okay. I guess I'll go first today. That's fine. So, yeah, our prompt today is the best sauce or condiment. So, I feel like I'm an expert in this particular topic for whatever reason. I am going to say, for me, the most universally used and that I could pretty much do a lot of things with is barbecue. I know it is stuck mainly to the meat category, but I personally enjoy lots of barbecue-esque foods. I enjoy a lot of grilling out. So I think barbecue to me is my personal favorite. But I will say barbecue does have to be done right. And my personal favorite fast food barbecue is actually Wendy's. I do like a nice sweet barbecue, like a honey barbecue also works. But I'm going to go with barbecue sauce as my personal favorite. Don't say ranch, Dylan, because I feel like that's where you're going.
No, I
what do you got?
I love ranch, but man, I got to do it. I think it's the most famous sauce in the world. Buffalo sauce. I know. I was gonna go ranch, but look, it's buffalo sauce. It makes wings. Wings are the best. It goes on pretty much anything, like chicken finger wraps, chicken fingers diced in it. I use buffalo sauce.
Bro said everything
pizza.
that's a chicken fingers twice.
What?
Nothing.
No, chicken finger ranch. No. But pizzas, honestly, if you want a really good buffalo like sandwich, you shouted out Wendy's. I'm actually gonna go the opposite. If you want a really good buffalo chicken, no.
Burger King.
That sauce is
Their
amazing.
sauce
But I'm
is
talking
good.
about the like with the chicken.
Oh.
Burger King. It's actually top tier. But I will say, out of all the fast food sauces, McDonald's buffalo sauce is definitely the best. But no, buffalo sauce, man, it's great. It's probably the most famous. It started a whole chain, a whole new food style.
Where?
As far, what do you mean?
Like in the world?
Yeah, you get buffalo sauce for wings everywhere.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I do think that like ranch could be an arguable choice for the most famous in the world. I feel like you find ranch on everything.
Yeah, but I feel like everyone's trying to like get their like buffalo sauce. Like you go somewhere, everybody wants a good wing. Maybe in the United States, sure.
But I like a good barbecue wing.
Yeah, they're too messy. Too messy, because then you
That's what makes a sauce. Wait, what? No. That makes a sauce.
Dude, with every wing you got...
and goes, this needs to be clean.
With every wing, you got like 5 napkins following. I don't know. I think...
You're not eating wings right.
But, no, I
don't think so.
You ever do the, like, just one bite with the...
Yeah, but
no,
like,
you don't.
You
don't put the wing in there. Why are we arguing about wings right now? But no, I'm going buffalo sauce. I'm going buffalo sauce. No, because now we're arguing about how you eat it.
Wait. But you know what's a good wing spot? When they got the paper towel roll in the middle of the table. It's how you know you're in a good wing spot because they're ready for it to be messy.
I'm just saying. I think
buffalo sauce is a good choice. I don't hate it.
It's amazing.
I love buffalo chicken dip.
It started its own culture and like brand. Like you got Buffalo Wild Wings. Why was it? Yeah, all right, but where are you going? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not going too far for, I'm not going nowhere out of the United States for barbecue sauce. And like a barbecue. I'm probably going to Nashville. What do we got? Oh, Paulie's got it.
Is it Paulie who's got it today? Yeah. Oh, yes! Look at the bottom. Woohoo! Yeah, Dylan, I don't necessarily, we argue a lot on this. I really don't necessarily disagree with the choice of buffalo sauce. But, Dylan, this is our first episode for a year. So
crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's it. This is going to be a fun one. We got 2 more seasons, 2 more semesters to go of the DK experience. But once again, Dylan is sad at the end of the night. That means I did a good job.
Paulie
So
doesn't
thank you
even
guys.
know what he's talking about. He's a baby. He doesn't
Sorry,
like
Dylan.
hot sauce. And
Thank you guys for joining us on the DK Experience for Season 4, Episode number 1. We will see you guys in just about 2 weeks for Episode number 2. Thanks for watching DK Experience.
Chris, I'm really glad you invited me out to dinner tonight.
Yeah, of course, man. I actually had something I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
Okay, guys, welcome to the Topper Restaurant. I'll be your server today. Can I get you to start off with drinks, appetizers, anything?
I'll get a Pepsi.
Is Coke okay?
Coke is lovely.
Okay.
All right, then can I get a Coke?
Is Pepsi okay?
I guess, yeah. Pepsi will be fine.
Pepsi okay. Can I get you to start on any appetizers? I recommend the TOP desk leg sliders. They're really good.
Can we give us a second to think about this? We just sat down, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
that'd be great.
Okay, but they're really good.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it. We'll take a look.
Okay.
So, the reason why I asked you to come to dinner with me is because there was this. I really had an important question to ask you. We've been friends for a long time now. I'd say we're in a really good place in our friendship.
Of course.
And I was really wondering
if. Okay, so we were out of Pepsi and Coke, so I found this. I hope that appeases you guys.
That's not a liquid.
That's
literally a solid.
That is fully a solid.
You figure it out. Now, do you want entrees or what are we doing?
Well,
guys?
okay. Can I
get a chicken jockey?
We're out of those. I'm sorry.
Alright, that's fine.
I'll take a French onion soup.
Okay.
Do you have any like Durr Burger sliders?
I can ask the chef. I have no idea.
All right, I'll just take like French fries as like an appetizer.
Okay. I'll be with that.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Hot jambalaya.
Anyways, so what I really want to know, like let me just get to the point. We've been friends for such a long time now. I think you're an amazing person. I think you're really funny, and I was wondering if you would.
We have Durr Burgers tonight.
Can you get out? Trying to ask him a question here.